Hello, my name is Cameron Conway, and I'm with changeofscenery.info. I'm going to show you the beaches of Charleston, and this includes Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palms, and Folly Beach. And this was taken in early February. Please enjoy and leave comments below. Thank you. The first beach we'll look at is on Sullivan's Island, Station 18. The roads that lead to the beach on this island are all named stations. So in the first one is Station 8 and it ends at Station 32. This is because there used to be a trolley that took vacationers to the beach and stopped at each one of these stations. You can see Route 703 there. That's called Ben Sawyer Boulevard. Most major roads in this area are named after people, but that's the road you'll take to get to the island, and I'll let you use your navigation system to get you there. Right now I'm in the car and I'm about to turn right onto Ben Sawyer Boulevard to head towards Sullivan's Island. Okay, as we're speeding down here, you'll see a Publix grocery store on the right. You'll continue and go over the marsh here, and up ahead you'll see a bridge. That's a drawbridge that crosses the Intercoastal. It's really more like a swivel bridge because it rotates horizontally to allow sailboats to go through, as opposed to a normal drawbridge which opens vertically. Vroom vroom, come on, let's get there already. Oh, here we are! The sign for Sullivan's Island. Let's continue on down to the main intersection in town and turn right. That's Dunleavy's Pub, Irish pub on the left, and on the right will be Poe's Tavern. That is where Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Gold Bug, and they have some great burgers, especially the Telltale Heart, which is a fried egg on top of a burger. These two big white posts mark the original entry to Fort Moultrie and also where we need to turn left onto Station 18. Since it's February, it's real easy to park, but you should park anywhere that you find a space up this station road. Now, the rule it's actually a rule in Isle of Palms and Sullivan's Island, which is that you have to park on the grass. You cannot park on the road. The path to the beach takes you through a tree tunnel, right along this really nice boardwalk path with a railing. And along the way, you'll see two benches. Here's one. This is ideal for wiping sand off your feet before you put your shoes back on. Even with a few creature comforts, this walk gives you an unspoiled experience of nature on your way to the beach. There aren't that many people here, but this beach is used year-round by bicyclists and especially dog walkers off-season. Even when it's on-season, it's not that crowded, and the beach goes for miles. As we look back towards the path, we'll see Sullivan's Island Lighthouse. It's a modern lighthouse, having been built in 1975, and it's the last major lighthouse to be built in the United States. The next beach is Fort Moultrie. Just go back on Station 18 until you get to Middle Road where you turned onto it, and make a left through those white columns and go past the fort, and just to the right of the fort will be a road. Turn left on that and you'll find parking. Fort Moultrie is perhaps the only fort in America that has seen use in all of the major conflicts, starting with the Revolutionary War, Spanish-American War, the Civil War, World War I, and World War II. During the Revolutionary War, the fort was only half built when the British attacked, and it was made of palmetto logs. But the cannons fired from the British ships hit the palmetto logs and it bounced right off. And there's stories that some of the soldiers in the fort took the cannonballs and shot them right back at the British. You're not allowed to swim at this beach, but as you can see, it's a beautiful place to visit. There's Fort Sumter off in the distance to the left. Our next beach will be Sullivan's Island Station 22.5. This one has some lovely homes and huge lawns before the beach. For most of the island, one problem that Sullivan's did not have is erosion. In fact, it had the opposite problem, an excess of sand buildup, which caused homes to be pushed further and further away from the ocean, as you will see. Further up the island is Station 27. For this one, its path has a bridge that crosses a permanent lake before you get to the beach in the ocean. Now, at the time of this filming, the path to Station 27 was closed, but for a very good reason. They were building a bridge to cross the lake. So by the time you watch this video and the time you visit, you will be able to cross that bridge. Here is that lake and that brand new bridge. And look, the next day they already finished the railing. The water is pretty shallow and it's warm from May all the way through October. There's one soul out there braving the cold ocean in February. When you get to the northeastern end of Sullivan's, you get to an inlet which separates the Sullivan's Island from Isle of Palms. On the Sullivan side is our next beach, which will be Thompson Park. We'll start from the Isle of Palms side of the inlet and look over towards Sullivan's Island and Thompson Park, as well as the bridge that connects the two. Thompson Park is named after Colonel William Thompson, who on June 24, 1776, repulsed a British attempt to take Charleston by taking Sullivan's Island first. This is the road closest to the shore, approaching Thompson Park, which has a parking lot which is almost always full. We'll turn right here to cross the bridge to go to Isle of Palms. Right after the bridge, turn right onto Carolina Boulevard and take a look at some really nice waterfront properties. No, I'm not a realtor. This bright greenhouse is called Casa Margarita. This one is Casa Seafoam Green. This one is Casa Flamingo. And Casa Banana. At the end, we'll come to a strip with some shopping, restaurants, beach supplies, Coconut Joe's, things like that. After making this bend to the left, Isle of Palms County Park is on our right. Turn right into there, and for me it's winter, so it's free, but for you it'll probably be $10 a day for parking, which is actually a really good deal because you don't have to hunt, and there's a tremendous amount of spaces available. Not just in this paved lot, but behind it there's a huge grass lot that you can use for overflow. Now we're at Isle of Palms County Park, which has showers, cabanas, beach gear, and other necessities. This pier looks great, but unfortunately it's private. It belongs to that condo development you see there. In any event, there's the park with the facilities and all that parking I was telling you about. All the way at the end of Isle of Palms is Wild Dunes. That is a private gated community, but the beach isn't gated. You can walk right onto their beach. But just be cool about it. There's a few people on the beach here, even in February. You can tell it's winter because of those long shadows. You would never see those in the summer. Is this the moon or Isle of Palms? I can't really tell. Now we will leave the park, turn right, and head for the bridge, which is called the IOP Connector. It's the bridge that connects Mount Pleasant and the mainland with Isle of Palms. It is not a drawbridge, however. This is Rifle Range Road. It's a parallel road with the main drag, which is Route 17, which is called Johnny Dodds Boulevard. There's another parallel. That was Hungry Neck Road. And now we'll turn left onto Johnny Dodds, Route 17. We're heading in a southwesterly direction now. On the left is Mount Pleasant Town Center, an outdoor mall that is very popular. There's a sign for Hungry Neck. It's called Hungry Neck because this piece of land that we're on is called a neck, and it was considered hungry because they couldn't grow cash crops here like cotton and rice and indigo. They could only grow produce like tomatoes and things. This is Anna Knopp Road, Over there is where the Publix is. Very important supermarket. I'm going to make a right turn here and just quick go into Ion. That's a residential development that is the premier, the best in the whole area, short of South of Broad in downtown Charleston. We got this roundabout here. We enter right into the neighborhood. Has lots of great shops, restaurants, Square Onion for lunch, outdoor rooms with all these tree-lined streets. Make a left here. On the left, that's a bird sanctuary. And voila, look, all of a sudden, there's a lake. That's East Lake with a boathouse. Turn up here, the lake is completely surrounded with these gorgeous houses. Turn left, and there's another lake. See on the right? That's West Lake. This development was built according to the principles of New Urbanism. Okay, we're done with Ion now, so let's get back on the main road and head over to the Ravenel Bridge and James Island, which will be the location of our last two beaches, Folly Beach and the Morris Island Lighthouse Beach. You can just see the Ravenel Bridge over there in the distance. Now, I know I'm driving too fast for you to read the signs, but what you need to do is stay left and head towards Savannah Route 17, just like I'm doing here. This will dump you onto Septima P. Clark Parkway, and you'll just stay on this the whole way until you see a big sign for Folly Beach, and you'll bear left. I just teleported to this spot, which is right before Folly Beach. And there's the sign on the right. Now we head into downtown beach town Folly Beach. Lots of surfer stuff here. Great restaurants. They have a Taco Boys, Palms Beachwear. They have a great Thai place, a really excellent Irish pub. But let's check out the beach. Actually, let's check in with the map first. Yep, there we are, Folly Beach. This is the Folly Beach Pier, and it's a much bigger and nicer one than the Isle of Palms equivalent. And it's public and completely free. It has some hotels, but nothing like Miami or Ocean City, Maryland. This beach would be considered the most commercialized, but just about all the beaches are far less developed than most on the East Coast. Okay, so I saved my favorite for last. Notice I didn't say best for last because when it comes to beaches and a lot of things, best is completely subjective. So this is my favorite. Morris Island Lighthouse Beach. This is a bird wildlife refuge beach, and it has some meteorological weather stations. Right there is a foundation of some building, but it's covered with graffiti. And yet, when you read the graffiti, it's all happy and nice graffiti. Nothing mean at all. I tried to get my drone as close to the lighthouse as possible, but couldn't quite make it. I think those videos that you see where you get really close to this lighthouse, those were launched from boats. This lighthouse used to be completely surrounded with land, but due to some control of the erosion, some jetties that were built, it caused all of the land around it to be eroded and isolate the lighthouse. It's not often you see a perfectly round sandbar like that. The biggest waves are on Folly Beach, and this is where most of the surfers come. Right here is a jetty, which is also called a groin. I had never known that before. This is the stop sign at the gate, which is at the end of the road, which is as far as you can drive to this beach. You have to walk the rest of the way on this graffiti road. But as you can see, the graffiti is nice. It's loving. It's harmless, which is kind of surprising. There you go. So if you liked it, leave comments. If you didn't like it, just leave one comment. Thanks. And subscribe to this channel. See you next time.